Crazy.
All right, guys, we are live.
Did you hit record
I
already too?
did.
Oh,
I'm
we
on
are
this.
we are getting started right away. We are so excited. Well, welcome everybody. I see some newbies on, so we're going to give you a little bit of an introduction of who we are
Hi, I'm Joel.
and why are we qualified to be talking to you tonight. So we may know a couple things. So first off, I am Stephanie Dunn and this is my husband Joel. We have been with the company 11 years. We're going on our 12th year. This summer will be our anniversary, so that qualifies a little bit. We just had conference and once again number one income earners, so we are excited to talk to you about money and how to maximize and build up through these bonuses. So I think we're a little bit qualified to do that. But before that, I want you to know something. When we got started, life was a lot different. We didn't have the money, we wanted the money, and we were willing to do the work if somebody would share with us. And just about 12 years ago is when somebody shared the opportunity with us. And one of the things that I'm so grateful for is they didn't judge us. They just offered, shared about the product, and let us know that we could join and make money from it. It was literally that simple. She didn't know we were looking, but we were praying for something. We were going through bankruptcy. We were standing in food lines, losing our business, losing our rental properties. Life was hard, right, Joel?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's one of those things that if you're going through that right now, guess what? You have an amazing opportunity that's going to change your life. We were always hard workers. We just didn't have the right vehicle to take us to where we wanted to go. And when God put it works into our life, it dramatically changed everything. And then that gave us the ability to put the work in the right direction and take this further than we could have ever imagined.
So tonight, as we get going into this, you're really just going to hear from me and Joel tonight. I love bringing on leaders. So next week, I'm already lining up some incredible leaders that are going to share with us next week. But what I wanted to do is, are you guys okay with Joel and I, especially myself, being a little bit hard love? Like I wanted somebody to tell me this is what you need to do. And that doesn't always come
I
all
don't
like
think they want it.
rainbows
Not enough people
and
want it,
like
apparently.
unicorns and like fluffy.
Chat, everybody's saying no in the chat. They want
And
us to be nice and
yeah,
quiet and soft.
they want to hear from millionaire mentors. I love that. And so when I said to be on this Zoom, you want to come serious. This isn't just me telling you, this is something that I want you guys to put into action because over this weekend, I had the ability to sit with a few girls. And as we're watching conference, I see the top 150 and there is no reason that not one single person on this Zoom, you have the ability to get into that 150.
Yeah, guys, there was a whole bunch of people that were in that top 150 this year that weren't in the top 50 last year, 150 last year. So that means there's plenty of room for every single one of you that weren't in the top 50 to jump into the top 150 this year.
Yeah. One of the first things is when I was looking back, I just said, tell me what to do. I don't care about the extra fluff and love and all of that stuff. I was just ready to make the money.
Point me in a direction and go.
I needed it and I wanted to be shown. I didn't care what it took. I knew I was scared. I was uncomfortable, but I was so ready. So tonight I want you guys to understand, almost like if you are familiar with Tony Robbins, that's the kind of like heat I put on the girls that were around me this weekend, is because I see greatness in you. I see greatness in every single one of you. And it's not time to just sit back and just think about things happening. You have to take everything that you learned from conference and put everything into action. And one of the main things that you guys need to do 1000% is, it's the 25th. So I'm excited about that because I really get to talk to you about Emerald and how I chart and the strategy behind that and why it's important. But if you do not have an auto ship on, you should not even be on this Zoom. You shouldn't be wasting my time. You shouldn't be wasting anybody's time because business owners have to invest and you have to invest in yourself. And how do you do that? You're a product of the product. You buy product to sell product as samples. So there's multiple ways. That was the very first thing that Joel and I did. And you heard me say a little bit of our story was we were broke, we were going through bankruptcy, but I knew I was willing to not pay a bill to have the ability to go make more money than the following month. And this was the vehicle that was going to do it for me. So when my mentor said, you need to run to be commission qualified, you need to have 80 BV, I did that. That was the first thing I did. And I changed it to the first. So tonight, as you're writing down notes, and I should just show you, I have my calendar, I have a notebook, I have, what you guys are going to love this. And we'll pull up and screen share, but I wanted to visually show you steps to success, Emerald chart. And the first thing that you did was you enrolled, and you have to qualify every single month. And so how you do that is having an 80 BV or more every single month. You can log in tonight. So hopefully you have notes and you can write this in. If you're not commission qualified, you need to go do that. So there's another way to do that tonight after I talk about this. But go in, set your auto ship. You're going to log into your eSuite. If you don't know what that is, that was the website that you had. You're going to go log in with that ID number. If you guys are lost and you don't know, go to the person that enrolled you or ask on a team page, help. I need to know how to do that because that is key. So go in there, edit, pick some products that you love, that you want, that you could maybe sell as samples, and put it to run on the first. That was the very first thing I did. And we didn't have money because I knew I'm taking this serious. I want to make money. Now, I wasn't thinking millionaire then. I was thinking hundredaire. I just want to make a couple $100 and then maybe 1,000. That would be great. So how do you do that? By following people that have done it before you. Success leaves clues, and that is key. Run your auto ship. Don't waste your upline's time. Don't waste people's time. If you aren't commission qualified, you're asking all these questions, you're going to do the work and you're not going to get paid on that. That doesn't make sense to me. So make sure that you absolutely do that. You're going to say something on that?
Nope.
Okay. I was waiting.
Amen. Say it louder for those in the back.
In your eSuite, you're going to log in every single month. You're going to print off, and you're going to hear this. This is going to be like repeat. It's going to be like washing your hair. You put the shampoo in, you wash it out. It's like rinse and repeat. That's all we do. And you're going to have those steps to success. I think you can actually screen share. So we're going to share it, but I think printing it out is so important because when you physically see something in your face, you're going to do that. And the first thing it says, get qualified. We don't really want to call it auto ship anymore. I love that they say get qualified. So qualification is 80 BV in orders, your personal orders, or 150 in loyal customers. So if you don't have your 80 BV, you missed the boat on doing that for this month, but you're going to log in tonight and make sure that you run it on the first. If you want to get paid, make sure you're at 150 PBV, which is personal business volume. You've got to do that in order to get paid. And that comes with customers or going in and doing a personal order. Maybe you're like, I want to get that skinny tea that just came out. And I'll have Joel talk a little bit about that. Maybe it's those slimming gummies. What I personally would do is get product that you want to have a personal result from and a product that you can sell as cash. Skinny Brew is a great one. The skinny tea is going to be a great one to sell as samples as well. Collagen Reds. That's my mixture for tonight. Some collagen and reds, since we don't have the tea that Joel drank all of it, the skinny tea, so we don't have that.
I was a product tester. Come on.
But we hear about, you don't just rent a space one time. You have to rent every single month. And that's kind of like paying your rent for your business. Is in order to be in business, you want to pay your rent. And so here's a way to do that every single month. And I think the best thing is being business owners. This is all we had to do to make $200 or to make $200,000 a month. It does not matter. I can run that. And as long as I run that, I'm going to get paid. There is no other business that is like that. So I can't emphasize enough what it means to run and to have your own personal order every single month. So most of you will see that. And as we're charting, as we're going through this, you guys are going to see why it's so important to run your orders at the beginning of the month. The next step, which is crucial in your business, is gathering 6 loyal customers. And you can see on there, gather customers. Um, oh, I forgot this part. When you go into your eSuite, you want to make sure that you go to your document section and you print off steps to success. This is something that, again, you should do. And the reason I like that is, especially if you're new or you go, maybe you're in a funk and you're like, I don't even know where to go for customers. It has a second sheet that says, who do you know that loves coffee? Who do you know that maybe loves gummies and wants to lose some inches, have that BMI drop? Who just loves you? Family, friends, coworkers, neighbors. You know, right now you should be going for a promotion. And if you want to reach out to people that like reach out and just say, hey, this would mean a lot to me if you could just take a look at some of my new products and do an order for me. It would mean the world to me. I'm going for a huge promotion. Sometimes we do that at the beginning and then we forget to do that. So make sure that, that's something that you could do. I answered, where do you find these papers to print? When you log into your back office, you're going to hear it called back office, eSuite, just a couple different things. You go in, you'll see at the very top, shopping cart, reports, documents. You're going to go on and you're going to click on documents and you can put in the search tab steps to success and it will pull it up and then you can print it from there. So make sure that you do that. And then who do you know that could use an extra income? So on the steps to success, it helps you kind of jog your memory of who you're going to want to reach out. And you can do that every single month. So customers, you want to make sure you get your 6. If you're on the Zoom tonight and you're saying, I'm serious, I'm going Emerald, and maybe you've been in for a few weeks and you don't have your 6 customers, your job is within the next 24 to 72 hours is to gather 6 customers. We don't want you to wait. We want you to jumpstart immediately. And that is a part of the qualification in order to get that Emerald. So make sure that you're doing that. Again, that's just a part of the way to get some customers. And I'll go over some of my other strategies that can help you. But this is kind of the basic, what we're going to do. 6 customers. The next step is 3 distributors. If you are serious, which if you're serious, drop a 1 in the comments for me. If I know that you're serious about building,
I don't think anybody's serious. Nope.
Only, to Emerald and beyond, then you're going to go out and do this with a sense of urgency, a sense of excitement, with your literally like your hair on fire, yep. Right? And so I think about that. It was like do or die. It was fight or flight for me. I felt like, okay, you just gave me this chart. I can fill these circles myself. Okay, I'm going to do the work. I'm just going to reach out to people and I'm just going to tell them about what I have. And I don't care if they say no. I'm at the point of, I don't care. I need this more than people even know. So 6 customers, working on those 3 distributors. It even says who on your chicken noodle list soup, like, is there somebody that would bring you chicken noodle soup? Your best friend, your mom, your husband, the person that does your hair. Do you go to the dentist? There's so many places that we can think of. Your church friends, like just letting them know, hey, you know what? We just put out an amazing promotion that's never been done in the history of the company. The company's been around for 20 years, you guys, and they just announced an Emerald bonus of 5,000, a diamond bonus of 10, and a double diamond of 15 that you can stack all of those bonuses. That's $35,000 if you want to get down to work. And this isn't even by yourself, but if you wanted to put in the work yourself, that's what's going to happen. You can have that. So that's where you're going to go get your steps to success. Make sure that you do that. And here's something that I do, you guys. I write down my customers because you can say, oh, I've got a bunch of customers in, and you lose track of how many you've done. So if you can do this daily, write down your daily goal. Maybe it's 2 loyal customers a day. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10. But if you have that daily in your calendar and then do a check mark LCN, you're going to stay on track of working your way through these charts. And I do this. I constantly am doing that. So that's your steps to success. So eSuite is your best friend. There is a lot of reports. There's a lot of extra fluff in there. So I don't look at the extra fluff. I want to focus the time on what makes me money, and steps to success, my charting and reports. And obviously, putting in customers and distributors is where I focus on. Everything else, I really don't look at. Like we have these bonuses and stack it bonuses. I'm not worried about that. I know that I need to help people rank up and that will just come back to me. So I'm not even worried about myself. I want to make sure you guys know how can you get somebody in, help them get their 6 customers, have them print off their steps to success, and then printing out their emerald bonus. You know, I think about when I got in, I heard diamond and I heard it was a license to print money. And they didn't really even talk about executive ruby, all of these
Nope.
other steps.
It was just get to diamond.
And, really all getting the customers a win, going executive, of course, those are huge wins. And I want to make sure you do that. But over the last 12 years, I feel like I don't hear diamond as much as I did for a few years where it was like when we were on a run. And I wanted to go, where does that start? It starts from the top and it brings it down. So I want to make sure you guys know you're going to hear uh, diamond, you're going to hear emerald, you're going to hear double a lot more because we shouldn't just get to a position and just stop. We should treat emerald really, it's like our new diamond because you get this bonus. So it's what we speak over you almost is what happens. And so I want to speak big charts to you. I want to speak that big life over you because why not? Like I said, I heard go diamond. I was like, okay. And that was huge. It used to be 25 distributors on your team, and now it's only 15. So it's even been cut in half. Emerald is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was making sure. I was like, I think it's 9. 9 distributors on your team. That is so doable. You guys can do this in 3 days if you want. And you can do it all yourself. You don't need to wait for people. But I'm going to show you my strategy.
Who's going to be the one on here that goes and signs up 9 people this week? That's who I want to know.
And you guys, people are doing it. So it's not like I'm just making this up in my head. I was just doing it. And I haven't changed. I haven't stopped showing up to my business every single day. So when you go into your e-suite, you guys are always asking me, where do you print out charts? So you usually hear steps to success, getting commission qualified, your customers, and then charting. Charting changed my business. It gave me something to focus on. And, being in the industry, being around some things, they didn't have a chart. They're just like, sign up and you get volume. And I felt like that just didn't make sense to me.
And that's the reason why It Works is so magical, is because not only do we have amazing products, but we have an even more amazing system with the steps to success and our charting, because we don't just throw a pie in the sky out there. We can give you that income disclosure statement that we post and say, which one of these incomes do you want? And then we have a roadmap to get there. All you have to do is do the work.
I think sometimes, if you bought your conference ticket, make sure if you're like, gosh, I need to know the how-tos. All I knew is we had product and we get paid and fill these charts by adding distributors and customers. And it's one step at a time from the bottom up. And I heard that, like, I loved Ashley's, like, swim down river. You want to go from the bottom up. And I loved that analogy with the fish, with Nemo, swim down. So I absolutely loved that. So if you're looking at your chart, which again, you go into your e-suite, you're going to pull up chart emerald, put those in the keywords in your documents, and you're going to be able to get those. Here's where I'm going to give you some strategy. Okay. So here's our emerald chart. I think you can pull that up, Rachel. Did you have that on there? You should have it. So you guys can see it and it's not backwards. If not, it's going to be backwards. That's okay.
I thought I had it too. Hold on.
Give us 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to get my notes off of here. But I'm going to pretend that you guys are all commission qualified. I shouldn't have to pretend. I believe that you're all going to be commission qualified by the time we get off this call tonight, and that you're going to do that. One of the things as we're going to start looking at these charts is don't stop enrolling just because you're boxed for ruby, for emerald, for diamond. Okay. I think stacking your charts is a good thing. It's something that you're always going to be moving towards. So if you're boxed emerald, you need to have that diamond chart underneath. You need to have your team's emerald charts because it's just going to push your charts all the way up to ambassador, double ambassador, black diamond. I don't even know what we should call ourselves because I feel like I've done a lot of things. Again, why I should be able to, why can I talk about this? I'm qualified because I've done it multiple times. But here's also something that's, it's a sensitive, I don't want to even say it's a sensitive subject when it comes to charting. There's different ways, and I respect, and you guys I talked about charting. We pulled up reports and stuff a couple weeks ago. I want you to understand this. Your leader, your uplines know how to look and help you, and they're going to guide you to the absolute best that they can. If it doesn't feel right in your head, heart, and gut, then don't go with it. Ultimately, this is your business and you get to do what you want. That's the most beautiful thing about this business is we have the ability to do it. I chose to do it myself. And if other people came along for the ride, that just made it that much faster. And there's going to be seasons in business where you're like, I'm making this happen. And this is really what I did is I was going to fill these boxes because I needed it to happen. So when I'm looking at this emerald chart, you are, if you're going emerald, you are the one that says you. Next to it, I want you to make sure that you have your 6 loyal customers. If you don't, go get your 6 customers. There was the great panels on gathering customers. You know, that we've done so many different things. We give you scripts. There's boards. There's so many ways to get that. But one of the best things to do if you're like, I don't really know how to use TikTok yet. I don't know these. There's going to be excuses for everything. You need to go on and just ask people. You need to be like, this is do or die. Like if you have kids, you're going to do whatever it takes. And I feel like with that, that's what it was for me was I just needed to ask my friends. And if they said no, I just moved on to the next one. Actually, I liked it when people said no, because then I knew, okay, whatever, goodbye. So treat it that way. You are on fire and you're going to happen.
If it is to be, it's up to me. That's what you have to have the mindset of.
Yeah. And, you know, it's rare. You're going to find people that want it, but it may take them 6 months before they decide. It may take them a year. We don't know, but I don't want you to stop just because you're charted for that. So I hope that that makes a little bit of sense of, I don't want to hold you back for so much more. Yes, go for these promotions, go for that, but set yourself up for the next one. And you may have to adjust. And this is where I'm going to go with it. This was a question, and Nicole, I'm just going to read it out because you said this. We talk about enrolling beyond just filling the boxes. Like, don't stop after the boxes are filled, keep enrolling. And the question after that was, and patterns for how you build strategically. Do you guys want to know how I build strategically?
Put a 3.
Or just, yes, I want to know.
I just wanted to do something different.
Okay, when we're looking at this emerald chart, say that I'm helping Joel, and this is Joel's chart. So Joel is
you.
is you. Hold on a second. This is going to be good. It must be yeah. COVID's not gone. Okay, so Joel is you. So I'm talking to Joel, and I'm like, okay, Joel, you just enrolled. Our first goal, you got to go get 6 loyal customers. I want you to print off that steps to success. Do you have a mom?
Yes.
Do you think she'd help you out and order for you?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think she'd like? Do you think we could get her to order like 3 or 4 products to help really help you out?
Slimming gummies and Skinny Brew.
Okay. Anything else? Do you think she might want to grow out her hair?
Yep. HSN.
Does she wash her face?
I hope so.
You know what? I bet we could get her to switch for you because she'd love to support her son.
Perfect.
So talk to them like that. Who do they know? Make sure that you're just giving them ideas to make sure that they get their 6 customers. Once he has his 6, all right, you've got your 6 customers. That's awesome. You got to win. You're on your way to being qualified. The next thing to do is, do you have a best friend? Actually, I think you do. I think his name's Arthur.
Yes, I do.
All right. Arthur's going to go in this ruby leg. I'm going to have him go there. I'm going to help build. So here's where strategy comes into place, guys. And this is, some people place and some don't. There is a placement key for a reason. It is ultimately your business. Sometimes people want to do this themselves, and some, you know what, they put them in and they want to go see who goes and actually can do some things, and that's okay. So again, this is just how I've done things because it made sense to me. So again, this is Stephanie's just thinking. And I don't want you to think this is the only way, because there's multiple ways. So I want to make sure you guys know that when you're starting to build. But I might say, hey, I know that you're kind of friends with this person. They're friends with me too. I think I'm gonna go ahead and enroll them under you because I know that you're an acquaintance. And I think it'd be a great team building strategy that we could all work together. Here's the thing is, if you know you have a couple friends the same, wouldn't it make sense to put them together and help build a team and encourage that growth? Maybe
Well,
they're in the
a
same
perfect
state.
a perfect example of kind of what would be weird to do is think about it if you had three sisters.
Mhm,
They all kind of have the same circle of influence. So wouldn't you want them all working together, not fighting against each other? I mean,
mhm,
think about
mhm,
going to a family barbecue and you
mhm,
show up with your three sisters, and all three of them are trying to attack everybody at the family outing because they all want them on their team, as opposed to all of them working together. Yeah,
mhm,
see, Ashley's got three sisters. She knows what I'm
mhm.
talking about.
Yeah. So it just makes sense, like, if you can do,
Create teams.
yeah, if you can do that. So I just added Jill to Joel's leg because we have that same circle. We know each other. And now I have a friend that knows Jill. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Jill's in a Ruby leg. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enroll in place in a qualified leg under that Ruby leg. I know we don't have our iPad to do this. So if I'm going to do this, where's my pencil? Arthur is in a Ruby leg. Jill's in a Ruby leg. And what did I say? Angie is a friend of Jill's and mine. So can you just take
Mhm.
that Ruby leg or that emerald chart down? I'm going to be the enroller and I'm going to place it under Jill. And they don't automatically move, you guys. I think when we talk about this, we think, how do you know? Where do they go? So when you have a placement key, when you're logged into your reports, you have the ability to do a move. You have 24 hours to make a move. And so I would go, Jill, I have somebody that I know that you know, and I want us all to work together. So Angie enrolled with me. It's not like I'm giving her away. I'm not going to help her. But I think if we pair up together, we're going to be able to build this a lot more. So Jill and Angie are working together. Joel's excited because he's got a team. And Arthur's excited because Arthur was talking to a friend. Joel knows him, and they all are working together to seal the deal on that. So the more that you have kind of working together, the more growth I feel that you're going to have. So sometimes it's
Because
maybe.
what you're doing is you're compounding each other's work. Think about it this way. If you have 1 hour to spend on your job, and you're doing your business, and somebody else has 1 hour,
Mhm.
what does that do? That creates 2 hours of work going into your business. Now, if you have four other people and they all want to put 2 hours in, that's 10 hours of work going into your business for your 1 hour that you're putting into it.
Mhm.
That is how compound math and teamwork creates a very large explosion of momentum.
Mhm. Again, you guys, this is just a way that could make sense for you, especially if you're doing some mass enrolling and you're like, oh my gosh. Now, we want to go to Jill and go, who do you know? Who can I help to enroll to get them to your team? And we can start filling that Ruby chart. Here's the thing, you guys. I just saw this question. What if no one's working under you? How do you place? If no one's working, if there's no volume, if they're not running an auto ship, you don't place. You just ignore that and you start fresh. So you can take a look tonight, especially on the 25th. And if you've had distributors in back December on, if they didn't run an auto ship, they're not serious. If they didn't run their commission qualified, maybe they have a couple customers and you can reach out to them and go, okay, are you serious? Do you want me to help you? Do you need to put me in three-way messages? How can I help you build this business if you're serious? Otherwise, you go find new. And I think that's the reason why I love this so much is you have the ability to kind of to move and grow with your chart. So
Mhm.
the perfect world would be like we just signed three distributors and everybody else just signs three and it just magically happens and it grows.
The problem is that this business has people in it, and people do things that you don't want them to do. But the other amazing thing that this business has is people, because you create lasting relationships and friendships that you can take these things and just go do amazing things together with.
Um, I'm just gonna go through this because I do like reading these because I get not having money, you guys. I've been there. We went through it. And life can happen. They don't have money. They they need to be selling samples to get commission qualified. um, that is something. The best thing about this is you don't need money on hand. You don't have to have product on hand. You could be doing sample selling of our skinny brew and the skinny tea, collecting the cash, go buying the credit, and then you ship that out, and that's not even money out of your pocket.
Mhm.
You're collecting it first, go buy that credit, and then ship it out. So this is for the serious guys. This isn't for me to be nice to you. You need to take your business serious. We talked about setting your standards. If you're going to say this, okay, you know what? You didn't have any money this week or this month. We need to figure out how to make money, guys.
Mhm.
That's what this is. This is a business opportunity for you to change your circumstances.
And part of it too comes down to maybe having a talk about prioritizing
Hmm.
money, because they may not have money to run their auto ship, but they sure as heck have the ability to go get Starbucks, McDonald's.
Hmm.
You see everything that they're doing on social media, so you know they've got money.
Hmm.
They're just not prioritizing their money.
Hmm.
And if they're not prioritizing their money and their business, why are you prioritizing your time with their business?
Yeah, it is a hard thing because I care about people. That is one of the things that comes into play is we, if you have a heart, do care about people. But
Hmm.
I also know that if I'm listening, if you guys are listening to me or you're listening to somebody you want to change your life, you can't have a ball and chain dragging you back. You have to be like, you know what? I understand you don't have money, but we have all the ways to change that. And if you're all in and you do these things, it's going to happen. Do you want this? Here are the things that you need to do. Prioritize what's important to you and move on. And I knew I needed money to survive. So that was kind of a priority. And somebody had the ability to teach me, I was going to do that. So we need to take all excuses off the table. This is a season for you, for the serious. And there's more people out there. And when you start setting those standards high for yourself, watch what starts to happen. When you're putting yourself out there and you're excited and you're focused on where your goals are and what you're doing, you're not worried about the excuses that people are going to give. You're going to give them the ability to hear this is what it is, and you're going to move forward. Again, I love you all. I understand and have a heart of compassion of not having it, but I didn't just sit around and pour me. I
It's
was willing to do the dang work.
it's called networking, not net wishing.
Yeah, you haven't said that in a while. So yeah, that is
Sorry,
a
that's a dad joke.
that's just freaking awesome, but it's truth. And that's really what we wanted to talk to you guys about tonight was um it's for the serious people, and I know that you're going to just crush it with that. So um take it serious, treat it like a true business, and watch what happens. We were in a franchise, you guys, and when new equipment came out, new stuff, we didn't really have the money necessarily to do that, but that was part of their protocol. That's what they needed us to do. So we had to figure out how to make that happen if we wanted to continue on with our business. So there's going to be some things. Now that was thousands of dollars. This is
Mhm.
this is $80. So if you just sold a handful of the coffees, you're going to get that right away. And don't wait till the last minute. Start doing those right away. If you're doing the host to post, if people are sharing those with you, you go back to every one of them and say, hey, thanks for sharing that host to post. I actually have a couple samples left. Normally they're $30, and tonight I have them for $20. Would you be interested in testing out a sample? And you can do Cash App, you can do Venmo, you can do PayPal. If you don't know how to take money, you're out of business. So you better go get all of the ways to take money. I am a money taking machine. I don't care how I get paid, I will take it all.
Stephanie's text message is a cash register sound.
It is. I love it.
Cha-ching.
Everybody's like, what is it? Are you making money? I was like, yes, I am making money. So maybe you need to change your ringer to a cha-ching. So you got the cash. I love that. How much money do you want to make this week from just cash samples? And maybe it's to pay that auto ship to, so that you feel like you're running your business for free. You can do that. Those 6 customers, you guys, who get rewards, you can go in and get the product and use those as cash. So I think you're going to come at me with all of the things, and you're not going to get through me because I've been through it all. And I think, again, that's a why I'm qualified to talk to you about the hard things. So I want to make sure you know that. Um, And once you get that, it's kind of weird. Once you understand that and get that, all the right things start to happen. And you're going to start seeing people going, okay, I'm serious. She's serious. You know where you're going with or without them. That is something you have got to know in your heart. I'm going to continue on. Like, I think people think sometimes, my God, they're number one again. Yeah, I know where I'm going. I'm not stopping to help people. This is what I do. This I get to serve and help people. So yeah, you're better right. I'm going for number one again because it's what I do. I get to continue on and teach people how, if you have the work ethic, you get to write whatever you want. If you have a time when you're just like, Cal, you know, I'm just going to take off for a couple weeks, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that the business doesn't work. It just means you took a time off. So make sure that you understand that.
Mhm.
Yes, attitude is everything. I talked about that on our panel. It is
Best panel ever
so
after mine.
important to have that mindset and that attitude of that I'm going to do it. I'm excited about it. Our products work, you guys. That's why I can get customers. That's why I can talk to people about becoming a distributor, because I see lives change every single day, every single year for over the last 12 years. It's not going to stop. It's only if you stop. So making sure that you guys know that. So some strategies that I use is, I may have signed up a couple customers today. I will hold those. We have 24 hours to move them. I know that Joel has his 6 customers. So we'll just use Joel as an example. He just signed 2 customers, and I'm like, hold them. So communication and building a chart is going to be crucial. If you don't have communication with somebody that knows and can help you, find them, see who you can do it. I didn't have anybody. I understood that I needed to do that. So if you feel like I don't really have anyone, you do, you have us, like, we're here for you. But I want you to understand, going through this is how I learned how to leverage. And I knew, oh, I have 24 hours to move people. Okay, I just signed 2 customers. You know what? I talked to Stacy a few days ago. I need to make sure that I reach back out to her and say, hey, Stacy, I know that we've talked about business before. I don't know if you saw, but it's $39 to get into business right now. You're going to get over $100 worth of product in that kit and your personalized website. You're going to be eligible up to $35,000 in bonuses. And our company's never done that before. Would you be interested? And I've already got a couple customers that I can help you with to jumpstart that business. Are you interested? I am not afraid to leverage customers. Uh, Again, that's up to you. If you want to move customers, you can. You don't have to. But if I know, or like Joel, if he knows he's working towards Emerald and he needs a distributor in that qualified box, right? And say everything else is filled up, I'm like, Joel, it's the 25th. You've only got one distributor that you need. You just signed 2 customers. Who have you talked to that we can use as leverage? Getting those customers in and then enrolling them under, moving them under that distributor. So yes, that distributor can enroll after those customers. I love that about this business. So make sure that you leverage. It's a huge, huge thing that I love to do. And I feel like sometimes somebody even says, I've got a customer, I would love to help you. And they still need their 6 because they need to be enrolled by them, but just sweeten that pot a little bit. If you're great at gathering customers, how can I flip into some distributors? You can do that. Does that make sense to you guys? That makes sense. I feel like I need a smiley face or something. Like, if it makes sense, just say smile. Yes, one. I don't care. I don't.
Got smiley faces
Yeah,
coming in.
good. What I don't want to have happen is having a confused mind, because a confused mind says no. And I want to make sure that all of these thoughts that are in my head absolutely make sense to you, because I know that some of you are brand new distributors all the way to ambassadors on. But I just, again, want to make sure that you understand, if we can keep it simple, you're going to have even more success with that. So that's good. I'm glad that you guys understood that, because leverage is key. So you guys know to go in now to print off those charts. If you're going beyond and you're going for double diamond, whatever, triple diamond, you're going to have each person's individual legs chart. So you should all be charting emerald. And it might not be your emerald chart, it may be your team's emerald chart, because that's just going to add even more stack it bonuses to you. So I want to make sure you guys know every single one of you is building an emerald chart. Whether you thought that or not, you are all doing that. I'm building multiple emerald charts. And what I mean by that is I might not be personally enrolling, but you better believe that I'm working with them, the ones that are showing up, the ones that are like, hey, I need a little extra help. I can chart that. And how do we do that? You log into your eSuite, your back office. You may be sick of me saying this. You should not be sick of me saying this, actually. It's that simple. You go into your reports, you click on the reports, you click on Tree Viewer, and then on the Tree View, when that pulls up on the left-hand side, you're going to see names. Those are all distributors that you have enrolled. If there is an arrow by that name, you can click on the arrow and it drops down all of the distributors that are under that distributor. So you got to understand how to go utilize that report and be focused on it. We did a video or a Zoom training on that just a couple weeks ago. I think it was, let me look at the calendar. I believe it was January 4th.
Yeah, and it'll be on the YouTube channel if you want to go back and watch the replay.
So tell them our YouTube channel so they can go
Joel
do that.
Joel and Stephanie.tv.
So make sure you go do that, because I think that was really helpful for people. Unfortunately, it was the beginning of the month. And so people were like, there's not a lot of volume there. So you guys heard me talk about running and being commission qualified on the first. You want to see volume at the beginning of the month, not at the end of the month. It will stress you out as you're ranking up. So today you may have, maybe you're new and you have 300 in volume. That is awesome. You need to go ruby, well, I feel like emerald, and hitting those volumes. So make sure that you write down, you keep track of where your volume's at and what you need. And I know me and Lori talked a little bit about this when we did the Zoom. If you guys go watch that replay again, what I wanted to make sure you guys know is I can go and look at each leg. So I'll just put Carrie's name here. Joel signed up Carrie. So he leveraged those two customers and he put Carrie in the qualified box. So he has Arthur, Jill, Carrie. I know it's backwards, but bear with me. And Carrie needs volume. That's his last box. Everything else has volume, but Carrie needs to be at 400 to be a commissioned qualified leg. So what I can do is, okay, you just moved two customers. Those two customers equaled 80 BV in volume. So we know that we need 320 BV in volume. So I'll circle what is needed. And then as we get it and add it to that distributor, so Carrie might have placed an order that will knock down or go up towards that 400. And then maybe Joel got another customer and maybe Carrie got 6 customers herself. So every time they enroll a customer, place an order, Carrie's volume will go up to hit that 400. So you need to make sure that, you know, not only are you looking at this today, but looking at this daily. If you truly want to rank up, you got to look at these charts every single day. You don't need to obsess over them because that's scary. I don't want you to do that, but I want you to know where you're at, because if you don't know where you're at, you're not going to get there. You will fail. You plan to fail if you didn't plan to win. Is that right? I don't know. There's a saying like that, but
if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah, there. I know. That's why I have my backup. That's it. That's exactly it. So knowing how to do that. So making sure that you guys can really go in and look at the reports, look at the volumes needed and how you need to do that. Joel, there's something that as we do this, you see me kind of doing the work behind the scenes. Is there anything that you can say that I've done that you're like, oh, she didn't say this?
You didn't say how much you work.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Be consistent. The thing about Steph and the reason why we are where we are is because there's no days off. Mm-hmm. And the reason why that is because once you're building your business and you get to a specific point, your entire life is off. Mm-hmm. But until you get to that point, there's no days off. Some people come in and they work in spurts. They may work hard for a week and then not work hard the next week, not work for another week, and then next thing you know, they're gone.
Mhm.
Some people come in and they work for a couple months and then they take a month off.
Mhm.
You are the own destructor of your own momentum.
Mhm.
The thing is persistency and consistency. Do something to move your business forward every single day.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean you need to spend 8 hours doing it every single day. That doesn't mean you need to go quit your job tomorrow so that you can do your business more. Just do things to move your business forward every single day. Now, for Stephanie, that means she is not going to end the day without enrolling something, whether it's a customer or a distributor or customer and distributor. That is her goal.
Mhm.
So what you don't see is you see, the posts of how amazing it is, but you don't see the 150 messages that she sent out to get to those customers that joined.
Yeah.
So one interesting thing that happened over this last weekend is after conference was over, Steph instantly made everybody in the room have a heart attack. She said, okay, for the next 5 minutes, everybody is going to switch phones and go through messages and message people. The reason why she did that was because on your phone who you don't want to message. When you hand your phone to somebody else, they have no idea who you don't want to message.
Mhm.
The panic on people's faces ensued.
Mhm.
So they switched phones and everybody had to go through, and we gave them a message to put out to be distributors. And now here was the interesting thing.
There was a few things that happened with that.
There were people that got messages out that got distributors for people.
Mhm.
But the other thing that we noticed too is there were some people that kept getting people sending back saying, hey, thanks, you've already asked, or they got in, they clicked on a person's name and there was already a conversation in there about
Mhm.
becoming a distributor.
Mhm.
So some people could see who had been messaging 150 people a day.
Yeah, I think, looking at this, understanding, if you want this, you're going to be willing to do what others won't. I listened to a podcast with an 18-year-old, and he was working from 10 to 2 every night because that's what other people didn't do. And he wanted to be successful, and he's now successful, runs like 5 businesses, super successful. So those are the things that you're going to do to make things happen. What I loved about this challenge is, uh, as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, because I can give you all the strategies, all of the ways to hit Emerald. But if you're not putting in the work, it's not going to happen. You can't wish for anything to happen. You can pray for God to put the right people in your path. You can pray, I'm looking for this. You can specifically pray for what you want. But if you don't reach out, if you don't do the action, you're not going to be rewarded for that. You prayed for that. So you need to make sure that you actually put the hands in your and the feet to the prayer that you did.
Here's the thing. So if you look at the farmer equation, the farmer has to plant the seed, he has to till the soil.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to God to bring the sun. We can artificially water, but the thing is without all of that work, there isn't enough room for God to do something if you haven't done something for him to do something with.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get the, hold on a second. I'm going to get you guys the message that we had sent out for everybody. So here's what I want you guys to do. You all know, because it's coming to an end, and I really wanted to keep this to 3 to 30 minutes, but there's a little bit more information. So you all know where to go to get the information now. You log into your eSuite. Everything is at your fingertips. You should be like a pro at that. You're not going to break it, but if you don't go do it, you're not going to know how to do it. So make sure that you do it. Make sure you get your auto ship set up. Make sure that you're reaching out to people and keeping track of that. That's such a crucial part of this business, is having a system in place to keep track so that you know how many people you've reached out to, how many customers have you signed, and what exact volume do you need to promote. Going Emerald, you need 5,000 overall volume. How are you going to break that down? You can break that down by week, by day. So February 1st comes, say that you didn't hit your goal in January. It doesn't mean that you stop. It means that you're that much closer to your goal. I've failed many times at hitting my goal, but I didn't stop. It drove me to do it even more.
There's difference. You missed hitting your goal by your deadline. You have
Yes.
never not hit your goal.
Yeah. So I won't, yeah, that so do the work. It will come. It will come. It will come. Especially when you're super focused.
Yeah.
So February 1st happens, you're going emerald. You know that you need 5,000 overall volume. If you need to break that down, there's 4 weeks in February. That's about 1,250 every single week in volume. If we broke that down in day, and guys, I'm not going to do exact math because I'm just doing this by like breaking it down a little bit. 1,250. And this is just you doing the work. Okay. This isn't adding new team members. This is you going, I'm going to make this happen. So if you did about, I don't even know, 1250 in a week, 7 days in a week, if you did about 140, you're looking at knocking that out in a week, hitting that 1,250 in volume needed for that week. So when you can break things down by month, by week, by day, the goal seems so much simpler. Just like we always ask, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? How do you go emerald one box at a time? But how fast can you do that? Challenge yourself to do that. Don't settle. Do not settle. Go, you know what? I am having a fire of a day. I'm going to go for just one more. I'm going to go for just one more because what I don't want to happen is the next day life happens and you blow a tire, you got to go get a tire fixed, like something could happen that way. So put in all of the work that you can do, go to bed being like, I put everything I had into this day. And then the next day, do the same thing. So break it down day by day. It's just like anything else. When you break it down and do that, things start to happen. So I really want to make sure that you guys understand how to do that. And the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is this is if I said to you right now, give me your phone, let me look at your phone. I'm going to switch with you right now. Would you be happy with the work that you've done? Here's the great thing is you're not giving me your phone. And the most beautiful thing about this is you can change that tonight. You can change the trajectory. How do you say that?
Trajectory.
I can never say that word of your work
ethic. It's okay. You don't have to say the words right.
So I want to make sure that you guys know that it's, again, it's not something that you wish for. And so when I did that, that panic on everybody's look was either there was 2 reasons, like, oh my gosh, they're going to message people I've already messaged, something like that, or they're not happy with the results, the work that they put in. And that's not a bad thing. That is not bad. What it does is it recognizes me to go, you just told me you wanted emerald. I just looked into your messages in your Instagram, your TikTok. You are not doing the work of what it takes to go emerald. But you have the ability to change that from now forward. And that's what I want you guys to do.
You know how they used to have the WWJD bracelets, what would Jesus do? We need to make bracelets that say, would you give your phone to Stephanie and would you like the work you put in? I don't know what those letters are, but we need to figure it out.
So this was actually, this was going to be a hardcore, like get to work type Zoom. I think it's to the point of there's no secret to success. You just have a choice of what you want to do with it. And I don't want whiners. I don't want people giving me excuses because that's easy. That's an easy way to say that it's not working. And I know that this works. I absolutely do. When you put in the work, you're going to start seeing it. Come in with the attitude, like I said on the Zoom, of this is amazing. Smile if you have to. Be that person that you are made to be and hold that smile for 30 seconds, Joel. And it just changes your whole demeanor of what you want out of life, what you want to do with it. And that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Send that scary message. And one last tip that will make you feel at such ease as you're messaging, as you're putting up your stories, as you're doing all of the work, is don't overthink anything. But if you're like, I'm messaging people because I'm not getting the results from my stories yet, from people reaching out to me, from views or whatever the case is, you can change that and message people. And if you message somebody and they're like, no, or why would you ask me this or something, or I'm already a distributor, you all now have a virtual assistant. Oh my gosh, my virtual assistant must have saw something in you. She was just doing some messaging for me, but I think she saw something in you. So if there's ever a time where you're like, shoot, I've already messaged this person, I didn't read that, and you just got the message out because you're doing a green light message or whatever, you didn't take the time to look to see if they're already a It Works distributor. You just say, I am so sorry, that was my virtual assistant. You really don't have one, but it takes that pressure off and makes you go, I'm going to message 100 people today. I'm not going to take the time, because you guys, this does take time to look through people and all of that. And sometimes I say, God, did somebody not look to see that who I am, or what, that I am part of It
Guys, I get
Works?
messages about being a distributor on the daily.
But
It's awesome.
but you know what? They're putting in the work.
Exactly. I
And
always tell them, keep that hustle going.
I love that. So when you're serious about that, you're going to do that. So I'm going to leave you with that. You're going to have an amazing.
I'm going to leave you with
week.
this. So we've got this amazing skinny tea challenge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, Team Rose all day.
Yeah, I can't wait for the rose to
Can't
come
wait.
in.
Can't wait for everybody to get it in. So you guys have no idea until this tea comes in how amazing it is.
Stay close to the fire, guys. We will do our Monday night Zoom again next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. But I want you guys to know that you're worthy of this. You are all winners. That's our word for the year is winning. Have that attitude to go out and make sure that you are a winner. You're going after those goals that you have, and that you can look at your phone every single night and go, Stephanie can take my phone and she would be proud of the work that I put in. Make yourself proud. You don't need to make me proud. You should just make yourself proud. But that really was eye-opening to me, to make sure that you guys knew you just got to put in the work, and the promotions will start to come.
And guys, I look at it, we're running out of time. So all the extra secret sauce stuff that we had to talk to you about tonight, make sure you come back for next week, because next week's, I promise, is going to be as fire, if not more fire than this one.
Yeah. So you guys have a really amazing week. We've got 6 days left to end the month. I can't wait to see your promotions. Make sure that you're cheering each other on, you're encouraging. If you need help, if you're really pushing for promotions and you don't know, do not be afraid to ask that sponsor or that upline or in that team page for help, because that is how we know you're serious. Make sure you're commission qualified so that we can go and look in those charts. But have an incredible week. We are so excited. Welcome newbies to this. And then we will see you guys again next week. Have an awesome week.
See you guys.